Aloha, my name is Sydnie Marquez. I was born and raised in Hawaii. I'm affiliated with the Hawaiian tribe, and I am planning on going to the University of Hawaii at Manoa. And I want to study environmental engineering and also environmental science as well. I am very passionate about agriculture, and this fire started from when I was a little kid, and that's why I want to pursue in environmental engineering, because I feel that that path will allow me to do something that I love and make money for it. How I want to apply my skills from my studies in college back into my community. Well, my plan was, after going to school to get my degree, I want to come back to Hawaii and be an environmental engineer in the agricultural industry. And I always wanted to own my own farm because, as I said, growing up, I was surrounded by agriculture. My great grandparents actually owned their own farms here in Hawaii, their own dairy farms, and a ginger farm as well. But I feel like nowadays, with so much heavy reliance on imported goods and stuff like that from the mainland, 85% of our food is not from Hawaii. So that's why I was like, okay, more people need to really understand that this is an issue. And that's why I feel like going into this industry, I want to bring back to my community, maybe owning my own farm or being the engineer worker with a different company that owns a farm. I just want to bring back more locally sourced food in my community, because we get our food from 2 hours away from where we live. So why not bring more farm production here in my own community? You want to teach these kids from young so that they instill these values and stuff, such as agriculture. I feel like it's so important for our keiki here in Hawaii to learn about the agriculture and the culture as well, because as they grow up, they're not going to have that foundation. So which is why it's you got to start from young. And for me, I feel like FFA was a huge thing at my school. So I hope, in the later generations, I can inspire other kids to join FFA. I was a vice president at our chapter, and from when I was vice president, I was able to welcome 20 members to our chapter, and now we have 27 actually. So we started from a very small number, and we're growing more and more. I feel like social media would be a really good way to inspire these youngins. I feel like it's important for modern days kids to learn about these things, because it's important to know the history of our culture, and that's the only way we can be able to let it not be forgotten. I feel like agriculture is important to indigenous people, especially because these practices help us touch back into our ancient ways. I feel like it's important to practice these traditions in our cultures, because that's a really good way to keep our culture thriving. I live life where everything happens for a reason. I feel like life has guided me into this agriculture industry because there is a huge issue in our agriculture industry, especially here in Hawaii. We lose so much land so that other people can buy properties that's not from here. It's sad because a lot of our farms that once was here is now gone because of people buying the land, and now we barely even have any agricultural land. I feel like that really hit me, and sparked my attention. Like, okay, I need to go into the agriculture industry because like it's my kuleana. Kuleana, we would use that word as responsibility. I feel like it's my kuleana to bring back agricultural produce back into our community and get back the land that once was here, you know. Being a part of Kohala, it's like this small part on the Big Island on the northern side. We have like 200 kids at our school. I just knew I had to like take it, and my advisors, they wanted all their time and effort into this because they knew how much this would impact me and my future. My teachers and advisors was the ones who really pushed me into getting it. The first thing that I did when I found out that I was a Taft Fellow, I ran straight to the office and I gave like everyone like a hug, because everyone at my school, like we're all like close because of how like small it is. So like everybody knows everybody. I just remember giving all my aunties like the biggest hug, and they were just like, they just started crying. And I honestly, like from that moment, I knew like, wow, like this is like such a big deal. Teachers that I didn't even have, they would post on their story, because our school has an Instagram account for FFA, and they posted me on my story, and everyone follows each other. They're all connected on the socials, so like we're really like tight community. And once they found out that I was a Taft Fellow, like if they would see me in public, they'd be like, congratulations, like so proud of you. It just makes me so overwhelmed with love and just appreciation for like this opportunity. I'm just so grateful that I got this opportunity, and now I'm gonna take full advantage of it. To me, this group of Taft members, all being Indigenous and pursuing the same like path, like agriculture, it's just such a unique opportunity for Native people to come together and really just understand one another, where they're from, and help one another. I feel like this whole organization is to help us Indigenous people, and as we come together, we can learn from one another and like learn from each other's cultures and maybe take back to our homes, you know, and implement what the other Taft Fellow members are doing. I just feel like this is like one of the most unique experiences someone could have, especially as an Indigenous person. It really means a lot to me, because like going into this agricultural like industry, especially like in modern days, it makes you feel the opposite of alone. And the first time like going to Boston, it was crazy, because even though I was away from Hawaii, I felt home, because we all come from like the same background, but we're all different at the same time, you know what I mean? And like we all go through the same struggles, especially as like Indigenous people going into this industry. It just gives me a sense of pride of being with other Indigenous people and wanting to go into this agricultural industry and make a difference, not for like ourselves, but for where we come from. And I feel like that's super important, especially for cultures that come from all over the world.